One of the challenges in my business this year is we're basically operating in an increasingly competitive marketplace. And within that marketplace, we need to be able to define ourselves differently from other people who charge less for their services and also say that they do the same things. So what I wanted to make sure was that I had an approach to be able to come up with a way that I could thread through the sales presentations that I do, and that also our marketing group could thread that through their marketing materials as well, so that we got a consistent view of how we're different from the people that we generally compete against. The workshop at the end of the day gave me a platform. There were two of my coworkers that came along as well. And at the end of the day, 3 days later, they're buying into a system that will actually help us get to a uniqueness for our company and also a uniqueness for the set of services that we provide in the marketplace. So I think that being able to sit there, to interact with other people, get their perspective, the way that they look at the world, to go through some real world examples that are even in the corporate world, paid off for me in solidifying some of these ideas of uniqueness. In the past, I've read the Brain Audit, and that gave me some idea about uniqueness, but the workshop was really taking it to the next level and giving me a way to go after it for my individual business. The fun thing about the workshop was that it gave us an opportunity to get out and about rather than sitting in a classroom setting or in a room setting where you're just cooped up for 3 days in a row. The first day was certainly focused on materials. The second day, the first half of it was focused on materials, but the second half it gave us an opportunity to process. We also had an opportunity in the evenings and at lunchtime to interact with the other students. So this idea of getting to know people before we started and then getting to spend time with people over lunches and in the evenings really gave us a chance to not only bond with our class participants, but also an opportunity to discuss the materials that we talked about all day long. So when we got to the treasure hunt in the second day, we got a chance to go out, have a little bit of fun, let the materials sink in, and in the meantime actually talk about it. So it wasn't just a treasure hunt. It wasn't something that on the surface you would think that, hey, why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense. But at its core, what we got is a chance to process, let our brains process the information that had been given to us, and then ultimately take it and use it moving forward into the next day and the final day. If I go and look at the way that most folks present information to people in a classroom type of setting, they're generally separated from the individuals who are receiving information. This is true at conferences, this is true at workshops, this is true at a variety of locations. So it always feels like the person who's presenting is far removed from the people who are receiving the information. So it's almost like a bully pulpit or a one-way street. This classroom setting, the way that Sean takes the approach for the class is to get people interacting with one another and also interacting with him. So the major difference is that you feel like you're connected to the person who is able to teach you, that they're open to discussion, that your input matters, and that your input actually shapes the direction of the workshop itself.